What's up, Angela? We're live.
Hey, babe.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm a little sad.
How are you? Why?
Because it turns out that Scott Thompson is a bigot.
Scott Thompson?
Mm-hmm.
Remind me, who is Scott Thompson?
Did you ever watch the show The Kids in the Hall?
Yeah. Oh my God. Wait, Scott Thompson?
Yes.
Wait, is that is that him? No, that's not him, is it? No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Why? What happened?
Apparently he's a transphobe and is outspoken about it.
He's
supporting other outspoken transphobes.
Oh my God. Scott Thompson, Kids in the Hall, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to feel like wheezy and stuff. Oh, God damn it.
I know.
Well,
all the comedy fans are pretty fucked up about it.
I met with him.
You did?
Yeah.
No way.
He was looking for a new manager.
Okay.
And so we got a meeting with him.
Was he super charming and wonderful?
He was amazing and hilarious.
I bet he seems amazing and hilarious, and it's very surprising that he's also a bigot.
And you know what I said to him in the meeting? I says.
So
I says, you gotta do Kids in the Hall is what you gotta do. And he was like, oh, yeah, that'd be great. I was like, that's what you gotta do. You gotta bring the show back. That's what people want. You know, that's where the money is.
Dude, it's gotta be so hard to like get the band back together.
He didn't choose us.
No.
Obviously.
Okay, so he recently declared that he stood with Graham Linehan, who's, I guess, this UK personality. I don't know anything about this guy's situation, but I saw outside of he's in court, this Graham guy.
Right.
Apparently some case having to do with transgender politics.
Do you know if we're live?
I don't know.
I think we are. Oh, yeah, we are. Okay. It's unusually quiet, so I just needed to check. Sorry to interrupt, Angela.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
Everyone's like, they're only going to be on for an hour. Fuck them.
Anyway, especially because his Scott Thompson's character, Buddy Cole, was really like he did a lot for gay kids and representation. Like he was just on a comedy show and it was just a comedy character. But this person writes, Buddy Cole spoke about taboo stuff. He owned a gay bar. He talked about everything from mourning his lost ex-lovers who died of AIDS to monologues on the premise that now we have a whole... Oh, and monologues on the premise are straight's okay. Buddy Cole character was unapologetically gay, gender nonconforming, and directly aimed at the heart of hypocritical conservative and mainstream thought. He didn't just support drag, he performed drag. He dated drag queens, and he had drag shows at his bar. Gender was something fluid in the world of Buddy Cole, something joyful and artistic. And so everybody's just like really, especially hurt that Scott Thompson is now like a vocal transphobe on social media. What a fucking creepy turn of events, and it's a big fucking bummer.
Hi, Delicate. What's going on? You know what? I think it's football night. I think we just can't compete with the NFL, Angela.
Yeah, that's okay.
You know, I completely understand.
I'm not crying. I got lotion in my eye again. I'm not that sad.
Dude, I just saw Saquon Barkley doing squats.
Are we not talking anything about the topics I bring up?
With bands around his knees.
Saquon Barkley has bands around his knees?
And then he's squatting.
You're already in your football game. You're not even here with me.
I just told you what I saw, that's all.
Okay. What else do you see about the football players?
Nothing. I don't see anything else. I was just saying what I saw. It's not a big deal. Anyway, sorry. What were you saying? What were you going on about, Angela?
I just brought up the topic of Scott Thompson being a bigot. But if you don't want to talk about it, that's
I do. It saddens me. You know, like I said, we met. I loved him. He was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I actually thought we had a real shot at actually signing him. But yeah, he came in. We had a great meeting. I told him I thought that kids and all. You know, it's funny you say that he was a bigot though, because so I made a very, anyway. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna leave that at the door. Actually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that shit at the door. Scott Thompson, sad to hear it, especially, you know, well, yeah. Terrible news. When did you find this out, by the way? You just dropped this on me.
Oh, yeah, I saw it yesterday.
We were just going to drop, like, news about...
I saw it yesterday, and I was like, that's a fucking bummer. Like, another hero falling, you know? And it's just like, not a hero, obviously, because who puts any of these people on a pedestal, but, you know, somebody who wrote and performed characters fully in protest of the, like gay panic, you know, and all of the weird, like, conservatism that tried to keep people in the closet. It's super weird that he doesn't see how absolutely mirrored and similar this current situation is with with the attacks on transgender people, transgender and intersex people. Like, it's, you know, it's nothing that, I don't know. It's like the same exact fight. It's crazy that he can't see that.
It's so heavy, dude. I wish the world could just lighten up for a minute, right? Like, wouldn't it be cool if we could just fucking have like a lightened up like life for a minute where, you know, like, it's just like one person after another just falls in some kind of way from grace.
I think it's just really, maybe it's like really tantalizing to punch down. Like, you feel empowered when you feel better than somebody else, and maybe that's the draw for these people. I have no idea. I don't see any point in, like, attacking people who are struggling, like,
or just whatever what you think is different. What you think is different,
right?
You know, not considering for a second that you might be different to somebody else. It's just absolutely fucking ridiculous. The whole thing's so sad. People are... I just don't understand how I really expected much more out of us. I expected much more growth. I expected much more compassion. I expected much more care from a governing standpoint, you know, like a more, I don't want to say socialist, but a more caring government, you know, a government that actually is for the people. Like, I expected these things to happen. I felt like that's what America was all about. I felt like that's the kind of thing I was buying into when I immigrated here in 1994. I was sure of it, actually. I thought I was moving into what was the cutting edge of a progressive society. I was just so fucking bamboozled, man. Oh my God, did I get fucking... I got shorted on that shit, like, in the worst possible way. You know, I can't even believe it, actually.
Well, dude,
you know, I should have seen the signs. I mean, it's not like they weren't there. I mean, I literally moved to Los Angeles on the heels of the Rodney King event. So it's just like, it's like me seeing what I wanted to see.
It's not just you, dude. America's biggest cultural export is delusion. Right? Like, it's all
but is
like
it
the American dream. It's not some sort of coincidence that it's called that, because our whole export is like the idealism of America, you know, like this, you know, it's just a big fucking fantasy. We're a fantasy land. None of the things that you think about America are actually true. They're not meant to be. We're just, you know, that's why fame and celebrity is such a uniquely American property, you know, because it's just, all of that is just delusion. There's a magnetism to that too. Like, it's like a mystical magnetism that draws people to America for that idealism. Everybody's seeking idealism. Everyone wants to live in utopia. So, you know, if we're just better at marketing utopia than in every other nation, then everybody's going to assign it on us, you know? Yeah. And it's never been true.
You're right. No, you're right.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be right.
Delicate is saying that she's seeing the Goo Goo Dolls and Dashboard Confessional tonight.
That's fun.
At the Berkeley Greek Theater. You know what's interesting about the Goo Goo Dolls? So I subscribe to our guitar because, as you know, I diddle. And
you're a very good guitarist. You shouldn't minimize that.
That's nice of you to say. I wouldn't agree with you at all. Not at all. But I thank you, and that's kind. However, when I'm... The Goo Goo Dolls, a guitarist, he has all of his... He tours with like a fucking 100 guitars. And they're all open-tuned.
Are you serious?
Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
So they're all tuned to a chord.
Is it because he doesn't like to have a roadie to take care of that for him?
No, it means he doesn't want to play chords. It means he just wants to...
He just wants to strum?
It means like his song... Like, guitars are tuned to the song he's playing.
my God, are you serious?
So he has this rack. It's like, it's so interesting. Like, it's a, like it showed up in our guitar, and it was like there was, sort of split decisions about it or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck is the problem? This guy's making music that the Goo Goo Dolls, but for their name, and because their name has always been like, why am I going to bother with a band called the Goo Goo Dolls?
It's one of the worst names.
It's like the presidents of the United States of America.
Oh my God,
like,
I know. I think a lot of these bands would have been more popular if they didn't have stupid fucking names.
True. And there was that like phase where it was like the stupider the name, the better. Neutral Milk Hotel, and like keep going, right? And great band, by the way, but just what is that name?
I mean, like,
Neutral
does
Milk
not roll
Hotel.
off the tongue.
There's nothing fucking going on there that makes any sense. But Goo Goo Dolls, really good band. That singer's dope as fuck. They made me feel it. I felt it. I felt the Goo Goo Dolls, man, especially alone in my car. No one was judging me.
So you're saying that the guitarist came up with like a really cool hack?
I mean, it's not necessarily a hack. It's just that it does tell you that they like move their songs around a bit, but it's some guitarists would say it's the easy way out. Other guitarists might say, wow, that's kind of neat and clever. And, this guy's going to work every day. You know what I mean? So, and it also allows him to age extremely well into the music because, and that's really actually interesting because guitar takes a great deal of dexterity, as you might imagine.
That's why I can't play it.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do it. There's too many moving things happening.
There's a lot of moving things.
There's too much happening.
So if you can minimize that, especially as you're growing older, you might have a chance of being, fucking the Rolling Stones, and be like, the Rolling Stones still play live in 2025. They were touring in the 60s. That doesn't even. You can't even get your head around it if you think about it.
Do you recall that there was a really famous guitarist who couldn't play anymore because he got like arthritis in his hands or something?
Well, I think you might be, I don't know, but I think you might be thinking about Eric Clapton had announced that he had some kind of illness that was diminishing his ability to play. No one's really talking about that much anymore, and he is touring. If that's what you're talking about.
That is interesting. And maybe
I
might be
up?
thinking of him.
Kylie DiCaprio says that Leo is sad today because Giorgio Armani died. You must have heard that Giorgio Armani died.
I didn't.
Yes, he's dead.
How old was he?
He's 92 years old.
92.
So, Leo might be sad in that kind of way that you're like, huh. But, 92. Talk about a full fucking life. These happy people, bro, they just keep on ticking.
I've always been fascinated with the fashion world because I have never, ever cared about fashion ever in my life. And it's just so fascinating that it's like this cutthroat, competitive, like incredibly artistic field. Like I've watched, what is that reality competition with all of the clothing designers?
Oh, yeah.
Project Runway. Yeah. It's fascinating.
Super fun.
These guys are so fucking skilled.
It was one of Pedro's like absolute favorite shows.
Yeah. It's riveting, but it's just like, when somebody's like, oh, look at this amazing new line of clothes out from this like incredible famous fashion designer, I'm like, yeah, that looks uncomfortable. Anyway,
And anyway, why is that so tight? Why does it look like it's slicing her in half? Or why is she wearing a garbage bag?
I can appreciate.
We all know that's a garbage bag.
I know. I can appreciate the craftsmanship, but I don't appreciate the art form. I guess I'm just ignorant about it, but it's just really amazing how there's like so many different worlds in this world. Like I have a lot of varied interests. I like to learn about a bunch of stuff. There's like whole planets of like expertise and fandom and stuff that I just have no idea about. Yeah. And you tell me Giorgio Armani died, I'm like, I guess I think I know that he's a fashion designer, I guess. I don't know. It's just like
there's a deal.
Whole other planet.
A lot of dudes wear Armani, like Armani tuxes.
Could you tell the difference between an Armani suit and a whatever?
Vera Wang?
No, well, she's a bridal designer.
I know who she is. I was making a joke.
Does she do
a fashion joke?
Does she just do dress and brides?
I don't know.
Gowns.
My former wife wore a Vera Wang for our wedding.
Oh my God.
Was
that expensive?
It was $4,000.
Jesus Christ. That's so stupid.
Stupid.
Sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize to me. It was stupid. At that point, I was already starting to go like, oh shit, I might be in trouble here. $4,000 and she was okay with that. I was like, what are we doing? It was like a $25,000
the most expensive article of clothing I ever got was my boyfriend bought me a $300 dress, and we argued about it because I was like, that is too much fucking money. That is so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But he wanted me to go with him to this fancy thing, and I had to dress the part. But it was just like, I still have it. It's like, I don't know what the fuck to do with a $300 fucking stupid dress. Doesn't fit me anymore or anything. It's so dumb.
It's ridiculous.
Anyway, so it's a big like earthquake in the fashion world, huh?
Well, not your dress isn't ridiculous. The $4,000 dress is one.
Yeah, it is. It's all ridiculous.
In the fashion world, is that what you just said?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was earthquake. He was 92. You know, what do you think he was going to do? Fucking
but he was like a pillar, right?
He was 92. It was a pillar that was completely cracked in half and falling, and they had already replaced it because it was not possible to hold anything up anymore.
Okay.
Well, if you're going to draw analogies of pillars.
You're being super insensitive, Dale.
Giorgio Armani lived a full life.
It's a little too soon, I think.
Giorgio Armani lived a full life.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
had a fucking incredible life. He was 92 years old. He died. Fuck if I get to 92. Holy shit. The things I would do. And if people would miss me also at 92.
Yeah.
And not be like, oh, would you just? There's a fucking ladder. Take it.
I just think it's important that people know that they can't come to this live for fashion coverage. It's important, I think.
You're not going to get any fashion coverage here. Giorgio Armani died. Somebody brought it up. We're covering it. We're kind like that.
Yeah.
Listen, maybe Giorgio Armani didn't matter to you.
He did not matter to me. I mean, everybody matters. We're all connected, right?
Foz is asking, hello, Foz. So sorry. Foz is asking about the motion to compel.
Yes. I have it in front of me.
You want to read it?
Well,
it's the actual motion to compel?
Yeah. I mean, it's, I don't think I'll read all of it. It's 14 pages, but.
Let me ask.
Should I just get into it?
Let me ask if I may.
Okay.
A couple of things.
Uh-huh.
Is this motion to compel on Skyline,
yeah,
Skyway?
Maybe this question should be more specific because what I have is the judge's order on the motion to compel of Blake Lively v. Skyline Agency, LLC, and Rosa Kalantari, who is running the web design company. That's what I have in front of me. That's what I thought the news was.
That is the news.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that the same thing that you guys are talking about? Because, there's like
Yes.
a bunch of motions to compel.
No, it's the only one that got granted today.
Okay, cool.
So Judge Lyman granted a motion to compel for the signal chats. Now, what I'm asking you about, the question I had for you
Great.
was, is this the one where the employee forgot to delete them or didn't set up the delete, and so they ended up there's a record of them?
No, but this is really interesting because this ruling is going to affect those. So what you're talking about is Jed.
Yeah, well, I'm excited about it for sure.
What you were talking about is Jed Wallace was saying that he that Signal just deletes stuff and it's out of his control, and that he can't provide certain text messages and stuff pursuant to discovery. But It's a little bit of a trick question, because if he is saying that certain items were deleted after they were requested, then that means that he is, destroying evidence or, not preserving it. So that would be bad. But this is more pertinent. I've never used that word before. Pertinent. Have you ever used it? Did I use it right?
I use it more comedically.
Never mind. I'm not going to
when I use it, I use it comedically.
I'm not going to use words like pertinent. This applies more to the argument about when Bryan Freedman and everybody else is saying that their correspondences are like protected. What's it called?
Protected.
No, when the lawyers are saying that there's
privileged.
Yes, privileged.
There you go.
That's it. I know what I want to say. I don't know.
Protected
how to say
by privilege.
Yeah, so they're claiming privilege. So the judge was last week or 2 weeks ago, he was like, listen, you guys are claiming all this stuff is privileged, and they're contending that the stuff that you're claiming is privileged is not privileged. And so what I want you guys to do is just give me all of these, those communications, and I will determine, the judge.
This is the case that he's doing. This motion.
This is one of them. This wasn't.
But he was all under the same auspices that he would like take these in, read them, and then decide what is privileged. And
yeah,
what
the
is
ones that we're more interested in, I believe, are the ones from the agency group TAG.
Yeah.
Melissa Nathan's coworkers,
Yeah.
or employees or whatever.
Uh-huh.
They were saying that they can't share some things because of privilege, and Blake Lively's side is like, there's none of these conversations could have been privileged because there's third parties in each one of these text threads. And there's also like, you guys are talking about stuff that wouldn't be privileged information anyway. And so that is why this ruling came down on the website, the web designers that created Baldoni's, the lawsuitinfo.com.
Yes.
For him.
Yeah.
And so also what this shows, we think, is that that website was supposed to have a lot more stuff on it, but they sort of like they stopped planning more things for it after he got sanctioned.
Yeah, let me read you this quote. Here's a quote that Heath states at one point. For the website, I have many legal questions and I need to have full clarity as to any legal exposure. Sunshine, one of the lawyers from Liner, states that Wayfarer complaint and timeline be cloaked in the litigation privilege. And Freedman states, this is the interesting quote, if it comes from me, the rest of you are insulated. Which is
false. Which is false.
How he doesn't know that is ridiculous.
I know.
I remember. I can't remember which lawyer it was specifically, but I remember seeing across from a lawyer and saying, "This is privileged, right?" And this was the lawyer and me only in the lawyer's office,
yeah.
And we were having a conversation about whether or not they would take the case. And that lawyer said, "No, it's not privileged.
That's right.
Because I do not represent you at this time. So the things that we say here are ultimately discoverable. If I choose to represent you, then this would fall under privilege."
This whole thing that Bryan Freedman is doing where he's like, he thinks he can throw privilege around like confetti or something. It reminds me of that. But
this guy's like a fucking like old, like white-haired guy. Like this guy,
I know.
He didn't just pass the bar.
I know. It's
this guy's
crazy.
acting like he just passed the bar.
Let me just say, it just reminded me about how like, you remember that old like urban legend where if you thought that you were getting caught by like some sort of narc or somebody who might be a cop or something, that you could just ask them and everybody.
Yeah, the misconception.
The misconception that like if you asked a cop, hey bro, are you a cop?
You a cop? And if they say no,
that they would have to tell you,
Yeah.
that they couldn't lie, that you'd have to tell you the truth. I always think about that in terms of like the cop hearing some stupid teenager like we were when we believed that shit. Hearing some stupid teenager be like, yo, bro, are you a cop? Like fully knowing that the very next thing out of that teenager's mouth is like them admitting to a crime for you. Because all you have to say is no, and they'll be like, okay, cool. Then let me show you these drugs. You know?
I have to give you a bit of direction. Don't play with this while you talk.
Okay.
Thanks. Pa, pa, pa. Little
Does
direction.
it make a sound inside the...
It could.
Okay.
And you're saying some really great shit that I may
thanks.
want to use, and then
Appreciate
you're like,
you.
boom, bang, boom, pop, 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 and like stepping all over it. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood parties sound really fun. Yeah.
Do you want to go through this?
Oh, Kylie DiCaprio's reading Too Real. How fun.
Sweet.
I hope you're enjoying it. It's a good time, I think. It's a little slice of Hollywood. You know, it was interesting to like try to. I'll tell you about writing a memoir that's so interesting. Like I never really like. There's no real party scenes in my book. You know what I mean? Like because I couldn't like find a reason to actually write a party scene. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's, I'm back with the, do you know what it means? That's it.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm just going to get a fucking t-shirt with
What's
it on
wrong with
there.
them?
Demon Child's here. It's good to see you. We got a good crowd, man. Foz, Lee, Bobo, Kindly DeCaps.
But we're not going to be here all night, right? I mean,
No, we are, yes, that's true.
We're leaving
I don't know
early.
if you don't know this because you weren't around yesterday, we are splitting at 8 o'clock tonight because the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles are opening up the NFL season tonight versus the decrepit Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys. Should be a good one.
Do you want me to read this judge's
Yes,
ruling?
go ahead. Let's read it. Let's pick it apart a little bit. Actually, before you do, well, yeah, go ahead. Yes, please. Never mind.
Okay. This is from Judge Lyman. Plaintiff Blake Lively moves pursuant to federal rules of civil procedure to compel the production of signal message chat, allegedly improperly withheld from production by respondents, the Skyline agency, and Rosa Kalantari. These are the people who made the website, Baldoni's website, the lawsuit info, where he put his timeline doc and his amended complaint.
In other words, they were definitely communicating about relevant shit as it related to, this case.
Yeah, when I heard about this, I didn't think it was going to be too exciting because I'm like, okay, well, what could they possibly just be telling somebody who's designing a website? Like, we're not going to get any juicy details about the controversy from them. They're not going to be admitting to crimes or whatever. But what is interesting is the outcome of them trying to withhold stuff, and the judge calling them out on that, which does not bode well for Bryan Freedman or the lawyers. Okay. Lively subpoenaed the signal chat in connection with Lively v. Wayfarer Studios pending in this court. Okay, background. Lively filed this motion to compel on August 6, 2025 in the U.S. District Court's Northern District of Texas. At the same time, she filed a motion to transfer the proceedings to this court. On August 13, 2025, on consent, the Texas court granted Lively's motion to transfer. Respondents filed a letter in opposition to the motion to compel in this court on August 22nd. On August 25th, Lively filed a letter reply in further support of her motion, along with the declaration of counsel attaching respondents' objections to the notice of subpoena and email correspondence between counsel. I'm trying to scrub through this.
You're good.
On August 26th, this court ordered respondents to submit the signal chat for in-camera review. That's where the judge looks it all over and decides. Okay?
Yeah.
Respondents have done so, and the court has reviewed the relevant messages. The court now grants the motion to compel and directs that the signal chat be produced no later than September 5th.
Tomorrow.
The court presumes familiarity with the proceedings in the Lively action and a related case, Wayfarer Studios v. Lively. It describes only those allegations necessary to understand its decision. Lively is an actor. She's married to Ryan Reynolds. She co-starred in the film It Ends With Us with Justin Baldoni. The movie was produced by Wayfarer Studios with Sony Pictures Entertainment. Jamie Heath is chief executive officer of Wayfarer. Steve Sarowitz is co-founder and financier of Wayfarer. The agency group is a media relations firm. Melissa Nathan is a consultant who provides crisis management and communication services, and Jennifer Abel provides public relations services. Jed Wallace is a public relations consultant who offers crisis mitigation services. On December 31st, 2024, Lively filed a complaint in the court against Wayfarer, Baldoni, Heath, Sarowitz, Nathan, Tag, Abel, and It Ends With Us movie. Lively action. Okay, that's numbered. Lively alleged claims of sexual harassment, retaliation, breach of contract, and intentional and negligent infliction of emotional distress stemming from the treatment that she allegedly received from Wayfarer, Baldoni, and Heath during the filming in It Ends With Us, and from an alleged smear campaign launched by the defendants after filming in retaliation for her claims of sexual harassment. On February 18th, 2025, Lively filed an amended complaint adding Wallace as a defendant. She filed a second amended complaint on July 30th. Okay, on January 16th, Wayfarer, Baldoni, Heath, It Ends With Us, Nathan, and Abel filed their own complaint. I'm just going to skip some of this. It's too much already. Okay. The Skyline Agency is a Dallas-based digital marketing and design services company, and Rosa Kalantari is its chief marketing officer. Wayfarer, Baldoni, Heath, It Ends With Us, Nathan, and Abel are represented by Mitra Ahurian, I'm probably butchering that last name, and Bryan Freedman, Teresa Troopson, and Jason Sunshine of the law firm whatever, all those names. There is no indication that Wallace or Kalantari were represented by Liner during the period at issue in this current dispute, which involves a single chain of messages conveyed through the messaging application Signal that runs from January 12th, 2025, before the filing of the Wayfarer complaint, to February 18th, 2025. The messages concern the building of a publicly available website, thelawsuitinfo.com, where individuals could download the Wayfarer complaint and timeline. The website launched in the immediate aftermath of the public filing of those documents. In the lead up to the filing of the Wayfarer complaint and timeline, the participants in the chat discussed the creation of the website and how it would be publicized, including whether it would be attributed to counsel for Wayfarer. In the aftermath of the filing of the Wayfarer complaint and timeline, at the launch of the website, the participants discussed the public attention that the website has attracted. That's interesting. So there's two things there that I think is useful. They discussed how the website would be publicized, including whether it would be attributed to the lawyers. Okay?
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Because it's a PR website, right?
That's correct.
And then they also discussed the public attention that the website attracted. So I wonder if there's anything juicy there about the smear campaign. Okay.
I can't wait to hear. I hope we get a taste of it somehow.
Okay, this is also very interesting. A large number of individuals are included in the Signal chat. They include Kalantari, the owner of the web developing company, Abel, Nathan, and Heath. Mitz Kozgovic, I'm not pronouncing that well, a Wayfair employee, Freedman, Troopson, and Sunshine from Liner, Wallace, which is interesting.
Oh my God, I was just waiting for it.
He said that he had stopped working with all these people and had no communications with them to provide for discovery.
This is big, dude.
But here it is. This is from January 12th to February 18th, 2025.
This could be a really big win for them.
So he's fucking lying. Here he is. Okay. Then there's employees of Tag. Several people who I'm not going to name. Whatever.
It's going to be interesting to see
six people.
If they get their hands on anything that actually like explains successes that they're having that they might have not wanted to attribute to themselves.
Yes, or like what content creators are covering
anything
this website.
Like that. Anything like that.
Linking to the website.
Andy Signor fucking telling the story exactly as we want them. There's already the one, right, where she's singing like a whatever.
Like a canary?
Was it that?
I don't know. Is that what you meant?
No, it was. I think somebody had said something to that effect about somebody that they had sent out in the press, or I don't know. I'm obviously not remembering, so forget about it.
Okay, so here this is continuing, unless I shouldn't.
Go ahead. Yeah,
okay.
No, please.
This is a discussion section. So this is still by the judge ruling, okay?
Understood.
Lively argues that the Signal chat is not protected from production under the attorney-client privilege because, number one, the Skyline parties have not satisfied their burden of showing that the communications were made for the purpose of obtaining or conveying legal advice. Number two, any privilege was waived because the communications were not held in confidence. Let's see. The Skyline parties resist production of the communication on the grounds that, one, Lively has not met her burden of showing relevance, and two, the messages are protected by the attorney-client and common interest privileges. In their privilege log served on Lively, the Skyline parties claim that the Signal chat and each message within is privileged because the messages concern the same subject, which is the building of the website, which was done at the direction of counsel, and because counsel either received or sent each message in the chain. The Skyline parties now assert that the chain is privileged because the communications, in quotes, were made for the purpose of obtaining legal advice regarding the content to be placed on the website. As an initial matter, the Skyline parties have effectively conceded that the materials are relevant by including them in their privilege log. The purpose of the rule privilege log is to flag for an opposing party otherwise discoverable materials that have been withheld due to an assertion of privilege. Materials must be relevant in order to be discoverable. Thus, by indicating that the withheld materials would have been discoverable but for their assertion of privilege, the Skyline parties have acknowledged the material's relevance. When a party produces a privilege log, information on that log is presumed to be otherwise discoverable and relevant. That's he's citing legal precedent. Moreover, the Skyline party's acknowledgement of relevance was an appropriate one given the nature of Lively's allegations. Oh, he's like, yeah, it is relevant because she's alleging that they're doing this smear campaign. So yeah,
and you're posting this website,
yep,
which no sane lawyer would have done in the first place, except for one that wants to create some kind of smear campaign, particularly because there's like literal gaslighting in the actual document itself. That document this website is a fucking good piece of evidence, I think, for her in a big way. And now with these Signal chats, I think that's just like totally been upgraded. I
think this is an interesting detail that they're saying that if you put information in a privilege log, that means that you're saying that it is discoverable, that it is relevant, but you're withholding it because it's privileged. So by creating a privilege log, you were admitting that what's in there is relevant to the case, and you're explaining why you're hiding it. Because it's privileged.
Yeah. Well, that's
so interesting. He's like, you admitted
sense.
it.
Why would you be hiding something? Why would you,
You can't assert something in the privilege log and have it be like completely irrelevant to the case.
Right. You can't assert privilege on the conversation I had about my grandmother's death in 1992.
Right. Because it's not relevant. That's really interesting.
Long time ago.
Because Lively's complaint... Oh, wait, sorry. Okay, the court therefore turns to the Skyline party's assertion of privilege because Lively's complaint asserts both federal and state claims, and the requested information is relevant to both sets of claims, principles of federal law apply. And he's citing precedent for that. Okay, let me skip the precedent citations. Okay.
Sometimes when you say "let me skip," I in my head see you actually skipping, like
let me skip real quick,
like along the pavement.
Yeah, that was fun. I skipped. Yeah. Okay. Accordingly, courts apply the attorney-client privilege, in quotes, only where necessary to achieve its purpose and construe the privilege narrowly because it renders relevant information undiscoverable. A document is not privileged merely because it was sent or received between an attorney and client. The document must contain confidential communications relating to legal advice.
I love that. That is why he said, "Let me read, I will tell you," because he's going to assert the definition of privilege on these and not just some blanket idea of it.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a judge, so I could just judge it.
And I know that everything you say is not some fucking secret.
Yeah, right. I'm a professional.
Just because you guys are hanging out together on a fucking on a
chat. Yeah. The burden is on the party claiming the protection of the privilege to establish those facts that are the essential elements of the privileged relationship. A showing that the privilege is applicable and has not been waived must be based on competent evidence, usually through affidavits, deposition testimony, or other admissible evidence. The party invoking the privilege also has the burden of demonstrating that the privilege has not been waived. Okay. The Skyline parties have not satisfied their burden of establishing that the signal chat is privileged, and even if they had, the privilege has been waived. There is a de minimis, if any, privileged content in the signal chat. The bulk of the chat involves communications from Heath. I love that he's just dishing. He's like, this is what they wanted to keep from the court. Okay, so let me just describe it for you guys.
Yeah, this is crazy.
The bulk of the chat involves communications from Heath to members of the public relations team, including Kalantari, Wallace, and Nathan, regarding the launch of the website. Heath and members of the public relations team discuss the content to be posted, the means by which the public will be informed of the website, and the attention that the website has attracted. Although attorneys are copied on the chat, their presence is incidental, as the same communications would have taken place without them. There are only a handful of text messages which even arguably call for a response from the lawyers. Early in the message chain, Kalantari asks whether it is, in quotes, possible to have legal review what's upon the staging link for the website. Kalantari also states at another point early in the chat that, in quotes, it would be great if legal or whoever is authorized to review look over every single one of these images to ensure it has approval and do the redacting. Heath states...
Well, so that's interesting because, like, if there was... So they had... I wonder if that works because, like, then are they essentially getting access to things that they were getting legal advice on whether or not would be privileged or would be legal? Because
that's interesting.
That would reveal like strategy and
because
potentially
there are names redacted all throughout Baldoni's documents on that website. So does that mean that Kalantari had access to that before it was redacted? Did she see all that stuff?
Interesting. Oh, did we do that?
Jinx.
You're my friend.
Heath states at another point, in quotes, for the website, I have many legal questions and need to have full clarity as to any legal exposure. Sunshine, one of the lawyers from Liner, states that the Wayfarer complaint and timeline will be, in quotes, cloaked in the litigation privilege.
Oh, my God.
And Freedman states, if it comes from me, the rest of you are insulated.
That is just amazing.
I know. Finally, at the end of the chain...
Imagine Lyman reading that and just being like, what the fuck does this... Where's this guy come from?
That's not how it works.
Where did you get your degree?
So this whole thing is like, do I have to write something that teaches Bryan Freedman how to be a fucking lawyer? Like, am I supposed to teach him this? I don't know at what point he gets reprimanded for breaking all the rules. Okay.
While you're reading this, there's a lawyer's commercial on in my peripheral.
Oh, that's
and
funny.
then I glanced over it, and the director had them all look stern-faced, like arm's length apart from each other, and like some staggered, where he's like moving with the camera, and they're all these like middle-aged people, like
yeah. Did you get
Montlick and Montlick?
Did you get hit by a truck? This is how we're gonna look at the people who hit you. Okay, should I continue?
Yes.
Okay, Dale's watching commercials.
No, actually, it was chat. Bobo dropped something, and I go ahead, go.
Finally, at the end of the chain of messages, Kalantari informs the group that she received, in quotes, an email saying the website was subpoenaed, and she asks whether it is, in quotes, possible to transfer it to you guys so it doesn't come back to my company.
Oh, boo-boo.
After advising Kalantari not to transfer anything, Sunshine states, she's not a client and it's not privileged.
Oh, shit.
Well, there you go right there, bro.
Yeah, you already knew.
In context, it is dubious that any of the messages is privileged. Kalantari's early messages do not ask for legal advice regarding her potential liability or any other legal issue for that matter. Kalantari instead asks that, in quotes, legal or whoever is authorized to review, look over the website's contents because the lawyers created that content, the website including only the Wayfarer complaint and timeline, and they were therefore able to confirm whether the documents on the website were identical to those that were filed on the public docket. Indeed, the attorneys provided no legal advice to Kalantari, and a lawyer's transmission of a document to a public relations firm for public distribution does not make the transmission privileged. As to Heath's message regarding legal exposure, I know. As to Heath's message regarding legal exposure, it is notable that the message is not directed to counsel and does not pose any questions for counsel to answer. His message is best understood as an instruction from a client, Wayfarer, to its agents, Kalantari, Wallace, and Nathan, that they should not launch the website until after counsel has issued approval. Counsel was not necessary to that communication, and the communication neither requested nor conveyed legal advice. Although Kalantari's message regarding the subpoena can fairly be understood as a request for legal advice, Sunshine's response makes clear that Kalantari was not Liner's client. Because the message was made neither in the course of the legal representation nor in anticipation of representation, it was not privileged. The only messages that might contain privileged content are those from Sunshine stating that the website will be cloaked in litigation privilege, and from Freedman stating that because the messages come from him, the other participants in the message chain will be insulated from legal liability. These communications are responsive to Heath's comment regarding the need for legal clarity regarding his, in quotes, exposure.
I just love how they speaking of exposure, I love how they...
Speaking of exposure,
how he literally set it up for them to disclose like things that they think might be confidential in something completely unconfidential.
This is the thing. You're saying Freedman fucked up by saying you guys are all cloaked. You guys, don't worry, you have the cloak of invisibility, so you can say everything here, and it's totally safe. And look at how it's all being subpoenaed.
I promise you that if you said that, I'm going to say shit like, you know, you're
gonna say all the crimes.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about things that I don't have firsthand knowledge of.
He's like, don't worry, it's all secret. You can speak freely. Meanwhile, you're being fucking recorded by Lively. You know? It's crazy.
Man, that is just like, that lacks a great deal of smarts. Lawyer smarts.
I do not know why it's taken so long for all of the Wayfarer parties to turn on each other. Because holy shit, what a fucking...
The whole thing's a shit show.
Everybody is so bad at their jobs.
Honestly,
and they've gotten
it's turning
everyone
into like
else...
a burn after reading kind of...
Yeah, and they've gotten everyone else in such big trouble. Okay. We'll see what happens. Yes.
Keep going. We're on a tight leash.
Okay. These communications are responsive to Heath's comment regarding the need for legal clarity regarding his exposure. The court thus assumes that Sunshine and Freedman were intending to provide legal advice to their client Heath. However, even if the messages would have been privileged if contained in a private communication from Sunshine and Freedman to Heath, any privilege was waived because the messages were shared with non-clients, including Kalantari and Wallace.
Yeah, it's over. That's a wrap. I mean, everybody knows that that's basic shit. You can't assert privilege on with something somebody else already knows outside your circle.
And here's a quote, just this one quote from the precedent. Normally, as the Second Circuit has held, disclosure to a third party by the party of a communication with his attorney eliminates whatever privilege the communication may have originally possessed. Okay? These exceptions to the waiver rule do not apply here. He's citing other precedent, so I'll just skip that. Sorry. The Skyline parties do not contend that Kalantari was the functional equivalent of an employee of Wayfarer. It appears that Skyline and Kalantari were hired for the limited purpose of creating and possibly disseminating the website. Furthermore, the Skyline parties do not contend that their inclusion in the signal chat was necessary for Liner to provide legal advice or assistance. A lawyer or client may share a privileged communication with a media or public relations expert without waiving the privilege if the attorneys are using the public relations consultant to implement a specific legal strategy that requires the use of a public relations consultant. And he cites some precedent for that. The court considered whether the inclusion by an attorney... Okay, sorry, he's describing the precedent. I'm going to skip. Okay. That is a far cry from the situation here. A media campaign is not a litigation strategy. This is in quotes, so he's citing precedent here. Some attorneys may feel it's
so fucking funny because that's just like the total flip flop of what we know they've been doing, which is, turning a legal proceeding into a media campaign.
Yeah,
It's just so weird. This case is just Fucking bonkers.
It's
man.
informative.
Yeah.
Some attorneys may feel it is desirable at times to conduct a media campaign, but that decision does not transform their coordination of a campaign into legal advice. It may be that the modern client comes to court as prepared to message the media as to persuade the judge, but that does not make the client's communications for the former purpose the obtaining of legal advice or justifying privilege status.
CBT said this is going to be a Trojan horse. I love that.
Yeah. It really is. Because this is like...
Well, Trojan horse means that they're going to... There's some kind of something within.
Yeah. Well, all of this... If he's siding with Lively on this, privileged communications are not privileged.
Yeah.
You know, he's cited privilege and they're not.
Yeah.
Then that means that she's going to be able to get all these other ones too that they're doing.
Oh my God. They must be... fuck. That's crazy. All right, keep going.
I think I'm going to skip the rest just because he is supporting his argument. I just want to go to where he like kind of summarizes it. Okay, I'm sorry. All of this is really interesting. I recommend you guys read it, but I'm just going to skip over it because he's explaining.
By the way, Diddy had another case thrown out over Stat Bard.
Tell me when it's bad news.
For Diddy?
Yeah, fuck that guy. Okay. At bottom.
I don't think Leonardo DiCaprio likes him anymore.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't think Leonardo DiCaprio likes him anymore.
No, he can't be seen with him at all.
No.
Okay, so ABA model rules of professional conduct. This fact too counsels in favor of narrower view of the doctrine, especially given that applying the doctrine more broadly might prevent attorneys from disclosing communications that would benefit their actual clients due to obligation to third parties. At bottom, this is the last paragraph. At bottom, the Skyline parties and Wallace, like Wayfair, may have had an overlapping interest in avoiding legal liability. That's kind of a telegraph, isn't it?
Yes.
The Skyline parties and Wallace, like Wayfair, may have had an overlapping interest in avoiding legal liability. That is presumably an interest that all people in a joint endeavor might share. But Liner was not their counsel, nor had they agreed to engage in a shared legal representation or strategy with Liner at the direction of their own attorneys. The Wayfair party's inclusion of these parties in their communications with counsel, therefore, waived any privilege that might have otherwise existed. So the conclusion is the motion to compel is granted. The Skyline parties shall produce the signal chat no later than September 5th. So ordered. I'm gonna sign all of my emails that way.
So ordered?
Yes.
If Donald Trump sees something like that, it's over.
I don't know
thank
when
you for his attention to this matter will
I know.
Whoosh down the toilet bowl. And
I don't know when a lawyer becomes a judge. I don't know anything about that process, but it must be pretty cool to just be like, all of a sudden they get the so ordered. Their mothers probably embroider it on pillows for them as a gift.
So ordered.
Yes.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. It's definitely a very intimidating thing, you know, like if I got something and then at the bottom it said so ordered, I would be fucking scared because that feels like somebody like in a tin hat's about to show up, you know, knock, 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 come with me, you know? I don't know why I said tin hat. Because
you went back a few centuries?
I did. Yeah, I did. I slid all the way back to the Middle Ages.
It's a knight.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I hope that was interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was. Well, look, I mean, it does look like it spells trouble for the Wayfair. Again, I mean, this just seems like a really big win to me. We'll see what comes of it. That really is the only thing that will ultimately determine it. But the fact that they were hiding it or wanting to hide it or wanting to stop it, you know, anyone from seeing it or certainly from it getting in to evidence tells me there's something there.
Yes.
You don't try to hide something that's in the same way that you don't try to invoke privilege when you're not speaking about case sensitive material.
I cannot believe that they said, "Don't worry, you're cloaked in what did he say?"
Yeah, cloaked in litigation.
Yeah, no.
Cloaked in privilege.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever. I just think that that's like the stupidest thing that we've heard.
It's cloaked in litigation. Like that. This is the same thing that they've been trying to assert from the beginning. These guys, and Freedman's completely wrong.
Yeah, where he's like, as long as I'm attached in the email, it's privilege. Like, no, it fucking isn't.
Or he can use the litigation privilege on turning his actual filings into a fucking circus of bullshit where he's literally participating in the smear through them. Do you know what I mean?
Circus of bullshit.
Did I call it
that.
Circus of Bullshit?
You did. I love it.
That's a good one. Circus of Bullshit.
That's going to be the title of this.
We're going to get some t-shirts flying around here.
Also, I just think it's the dumbest thing I've heard come from any of these Wayfarer parties ever since Melissa Nathan said, we can't put in writing to him. We can't put in writing that we're going to destroy her.
We are not going to get to the other. I want to hit the chat because I definitely want to like connect with everyone before we sign off. I don't want to just like hit and run here. So let's go to the chat. And as for the rest of these things, I really want to talk about this thing with Jeffrey Wright. So
go for it.
We'll put no. It's going to be on the next show because I want to give it some time.
Oh,
Jeffrey Wright.
You're postponing it until.
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright has been cast as Commissioner Gordon.
Okay.
And there's a lot of pushback about it.
So stupid.
And I want to talk about it because he's reacted to it.
Yeah, good.
And he's reacted to it in a way that I think is so fucking awesome. This guy, he's like
so eloquent.
He's like our new James Baldwin in a lot of ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's great.
He's pretty brilliant. So, I mean, he doesn't write like him, obviously, but you know what I'm saying.
But we'll be back tomorrow for that, right?
Yeah, we
you
will
just
be
want
back.
to talk about it tomorrow?
Yeah, we're back tomorrow, man. Oh, and the other thing, just a quick housekeeping thing before you get into that is I'm super excited because we have some new gear coming that is going to enable us to do, finally, the Horny Growl episode. So next week,
that's fun.
For sure, we're going to do the Horny Growl episode, and you don't want to miss it because it's where I take apart.
You're making it too big. Everybody, it's like we're going to disappoint
people. It's just going to be a fun episode. You know what to expect if you've been to this live before.
Yeah.
We're going to take apart the slow dance scene from my perspective as a filmmaker. Angela's cooked up some really, really smart questions already.
Yeah.
That I think are going to shed a lot of different light than, say, most people might have considered so far on this item. And by the way, I already did this in a sort of, I think, a very small, like a much smaller version of this for TikTok back in the day. When that tape first dropped. But this time it's going to be way better because not only are we getting my perspective as a filmmaker, but we're getting your perspective as somebody who as a woman. And I think that's a extremely important perspective.
Yeah.
With everything in.
I have been a woman in the workplace.
Also, Jacqueline, I did just a quick. She noticed that I fucked up and I accidentally deleted last night's episode.
Jacqueline is asking, will the live from yesterday be reposted?
I totally accidentally deleted it goddamn again. It's the second time I've done this. I gotta keep looking up. I go and I try to clean up the lives because I realize I made some mistakes along the way and just running lives too early or whatever. Or yesterday I was deleting tests. So I did a couple of tests and I was deleting them and I had yesterday's selected.
You have fat thumbs.
So I am planning to cut it. I'm hoping to cut it over the weekend. I do have everything recorded. So I'm going to cut it over the weekend and I'll try to repost it.
It's actually going to be reposted like new and improved because when you edit these, they always turn out better.
Yeah, I'll cut it down a little bit, because I stutter like
You're not the only one.
Like a guy who's terrified to be here, which I guess I kind of am sometimes, but my bad on the, I'm so sorry. It pisses me off because it's like, I'd really like our live to be, I hoped our live would just not have missing teeth, but it does.
Never with teeth.
Missing teeth.
Everybody's always talking about that with Blake Lively. She said never with teeth, and everybody. It's amazing how the pro Baldoni people immediately jumped to thinking that she's talking about blowjobs, which is just ghastly to me because when she says,
well, what that is, and I'm going to use the term because this is where it really like puts it's trailer trash. It's like it's trailer park. Like, and that's not to say I would live in a trailer tomorrow. So this is not to say anything about people.
I
who live in
don't
trailers.
think that she's talking about missing teeth. She's talking about not using teeth. But listen, what's so amazing to me.
Oh, you're right.
What's so amazing to me is that they instantly jumped to blowjobs. And when I read it, I was like, oh, well, she's obviously talking about like puppy play fighting. Like, you know how puppies will play and they won't bite each other too hard because they want to keep playing? It was in the context of her and Baldoni collaborating. And she was talking about how she's like kind of a ball buster, or like how she's like, it's a good thunderstorm.
Man, did you hear that, guys?
But I couldn't believe it. I was like, listen, we're talking about a woman who is the mother of toddlers. She's obviously talking about play fighting. It's in the context of her talking about like, being crass or rude with her language. She said, don't worry, everything that I say is like, I'll bust your balls, but I won't like, but it won't ever have teeth. She's talking about play fighting like puppies. Like that they immediately jumped straight to like blowjobs. That she said ball busting and they thought that she meant like orgasms. I was like, you guys are you have your fucking head in the gutter. Like she's a mother of toddlers. Of course she's talking, like when she calls everything yummy, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, because she's got a toddler at home and she has to use that word like 500 times a day. It's just so funny to me.
Cosmic Urgency is correcting me, by the way. Jeffrey Wright has already played the role of Commissioner Gordon, which I did not realize because I am not
Oh,
up
good.
to
Well,
date
when we
on
talk about it tomorrow,
the
we'll be
superhero
more
movies.
informed.
But and so this is obviously coming off of a conversation that he is having about that reaction. Then I still want to get into it because it's his reaction that matters most to me in this situation. Forgive me for fumbling the facts around. I'm an imperfect man.
But don't you think it's weird what I was saying?
Yes, I do.
That they instantly like went to fucking pervy shit?
I don't. I just look. I mean, it's inexplicable the way these people think. I just don't understand it. I can't personally get my head around it. So, by the way, yeah, Jacqueline said she was actually watching the damn episode when I deleted it.
Oh no! Are you serious?
She was watching the replay as I.
Oh, that's a drag. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my bad.
Is it disappeared as I was watching the replay? Yeah. Well, that's interesting that's how it happens.
Yeah, I did not know that. Well, I couldn't have even stopped it because it was just a total accident. I was like, what I need to do is not log off of the live and then open up my computer and start fucking around. I need to just rest my eyes and give it a rest. I just got to give it a rest. Okay, so any more stuff that you can
Foz
cover?
said, here's the question I posted earlier today, but it vanished.
Great.
There was a book called 3 Feet Apart.
Yes.
How does this impact, if at all, Flores' lawsuit? For example, it wasn't originally his script.
I don't know anything about. I can't really comment on it because I don't know anything about the book 3 Feet Apart. I don't know if it's. I don't know anything about that. So, but here's what it wouldn't impact anything because nobody sued him for 3 Feet Apart.
Right.
The book.
Yeah, so it would have just been like if it had gone to trial, that probably wouldn't have been admissible.
Well,
because
I mean,
because neither side is saying that they had anything to do with that.
If they were 3 feet, what is it? 3 feet distance?
3 feet apart.
So 3 feet apart is a book, huh? Because that's actually more about 5 feet apart than it would be 3
so
feet
here's
distance.
The thing. If it went to trial and Justin Baldoni had said, no, I didn't use your screenplay, I used this book, then it would be admissible as whatever, some defense strategy.
Yeah.
But if neither of them are citing any involvement with that book or having read it or used it, then it wouldn't have anything to do with it. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, I mean, it might. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're really anything alike. I don't know. It's an interesting question. I wish I could answer it for you. I apologize that I can't. I'm just a dumb Canadian who loves the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm very confused.
It's 3 minutes to 8.
Yeah, give us a couple more. We got a couple more here, and then we'll go.
You seem a little anxious.
Are
you anxious?
I am. Yeah, of course. I'm a little anxious.
Dale's a big fan, you guys. I don't know how he's going to cope.
They're all talking like, we ain't defending shit. 2024 was last year. Is a lot of the players, they're like, this is a whole new year, man. We're not defending anything, man. We're starting over just like everybody else. I'm like, no, I want to have this. You're the defending champions. Shut up. I'm going to wear gear. Okay, go ahead. Anything else?
Fel Baumling said, consider that Baldoni, were he a normal human being, would have Ryan Reynolds and his genius marketing firm, Blake Lively, and possibly Taylor Swift in his Rolodex. Now, not so much, LOL.
Honestly, it's the biggest fumble I've ever seen. It is the biggest fumble I've ever seen in Hollywood.
Blake Lively promised him, they can be your dragons too.
Oh my God, dude.
And he literally was like, oh,
I take offense to that.
Yeah, you know what?
You're offering me the top of the top?
I'm going to punish you for saying that.
Fuck you, lady. Mm-hmm. You know what? You're trying to take me down. You're offering me Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds. You're trying to take me down. Speaking of Ryan Reynolds, I got one more thing to do before we go. I watched John Candy, I Like Me. It's a documentary on John Candy's life. You didn't watch it. You watched the trailer. I watched the trailer.
Yeah.
He might be the greatest Canadian that ever lived, but he also might be the greatest comedic actor that ever lived. He might be the best actor that ever lived, in so much as that he, when you watched him, infected you with his beauty.
I think that people who were born after the mid-90s do not realize how much John Candy was beloved by everybody.
He was the first time...
And that when he passed, it was like the worst thing that ever happened.
It was the first time I ever cried when a celebrity died. I've never cried over a celebrity death.
Everyone was so upset.
When John Candy died, I cried. And so a trailer was released today for, I think it's coming out on Prime.
Is it?
You can see the trailer. I got the link in the description of today's live. So go check it out there if you want to see it.
If you want to cry.
You are going to fucking cry.
You're going to cry at the
trailer. If you
trailer.
don't cry. But here's the thing. If they can make you cry in the trailer, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that trailer was just top shelf. Directed by Colin Hanks, which is kind of fun. And produced by the absolutely hated human being, the most hated human being on earth, Ryan Reynolds, which I did not know when I saw the trailer that Ryan Reynolds produced this movie. And he did. And it's just... That's the only really, like, it's just such a tragedy that all these people who hate him would work with him like that. You can see the two-facedness of Hollywood on display, because literally every comedic genius that fucking ever walked on the earth is in this documentary.
Yeah.
So they were just there against their will because Ryan Reynolds produced it, and he's the worst person that ever lived because he acts goofy, I suppose, or I don't know what it is.
It's true that he really, like, his reputation among Hollywood has not changed whatsoever. There's not a single person who works in Hollywood who thinks for a second that he should be thought of differently as a result of all this Baldoni shit. Cosmic
Urgency is bringing something up that I definitely want to touch on too. God damn it, I gotta go. He says the Sydney Sweeney boxer movie, which, by the way, we just saw the documentary on this woman's life. Her name, I do remember back in the 80s, but not profoundly, because I was one of the stupid fools who didn't recognize women in that sport. It took me a whole minute to figure out that I was being a fucking sexist myself in that respect.
Christy Martin. There's a documentary on Netflix. There's a whole series of sports documentaries called the Untold series.
Yes.
So you guys should watch the Christy Martin one. It's really, really good.
Yeah, it's an Untold series. It's kind of like a 30 for 30, but a little longer.
Yeah.
So they called it something else called the Untold. It's a fucking great little documentary. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for bringing it up. And also, Sydney Sweeney is playing her, and after watching that doc, I'm fucking dead interested in this movie.
Yep.
Cosmic Urgency says that this movie is not getting a distributor and that the company is self-distributing. Does that mean anything, Dale? Well, it means it's probably going to be a fucking disaster.
Oh, no.
Well, the distribution. And why they're not getting it is just another really bad indication that Sydney Sweeney has taken a massive hit to her brand or to her name or to her power as an actor. Over these controversies. And I actually think that's really encouraging, because whether or not she intended to invoke some kind of white supremacist eugenicist thing, whatever it might be, I love that it could be that people are paying attention to that and they don't want to associate with that. Do you know what I mean? Because while American Eagle is bragging about their fucking their increased sales and rewarding their stockholders, it might be that the general public, the people that actually matter.
I know, but it's a little fucked up, right? Like, we always said that it sucks that people make a movie with somebody like Kevin Spacey, and then everything is exposed about him, and then all the people who made the movie suffered.
Yeah.
Well, she had finished filming this movie, playing Christy Martin, before she did this ad. Yeah. So everybody who made that movie, who thought that everything was fucking cool before Sydney Sweeney's name got dragged through the mud or whatever, they're all going to suffer now.
Fascinating story about an interesting woman's life and the way in which people can be, controlled and become beholden to those who might help them achieve some kind of. And it's also interesting when you think about like the grab. I recommend seeing it if you're not going to see, if you're like protesting Sweeney and you want to see and you want to know about this woman, check out this documentary.
It's really good.
It's really good. I don't know if I'd watch a documentary first necessarily if the movie. It's hard to tell because her story's really that good. It really is quite a cinematic.
She also has
tale.
a book. She wrote a memoir about it.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
That's right.
So she's making her own story known, without the movie.
It's pretty great. She has an incredible story. It's LGBTQ also, which is awesome. So there's just a lot going on in it that I think it just makes it a really worthwhile experience, and I highly recommend it. And so one more thing, just John Candy. He's just the thing to love forever. Please watch the trailer. Check out this documentary. Long live this man. He was really, and then go watch every movie he ever made, because all you'll do is smile through the whole fucking thing.
I know.
You'll just goddamn smile. And so while the world is falling apart all around you, take a minute and smile and watch a John Candy movie. You won't fucking regret it. I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You're the best.